Good afternoon, evening, or morning, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Clash of Comrades November Knockout Week 1 Qualifiers Highlight stream. Wow, that's a mouthful. I am joined, as always, by Hunter. My name is Captain Fog, but I am joined by Hunter. Hunter, how's it going?
It's going good, thank you. I'm really looking forward to seeing what people have in store for us for this new patch. I'm very excited.
Oh yeah, we've got a ton of new changes. We've also updated our graphics a little bit. Let's go ahead and jump into the standings for Group A. Here we go. You can see we have the Group A standings. Deadbones at the top of the list. That's not a surprise. Deadbones, of course, has 1,000 hours in the game. And that's confirmed, actually. He just hit 1,000 hours just the other day. So
congratulations.
he's no longer Mr. 800 or 953. He's Mr. 1,000, which is pretty nifty. CJ also back in. We didn't see CJ, or CJ had to drop out in September Showdown. So it's nice to see CJ back there, up there. So good number 2. And Chu, we haven't seen Chu in a tournament since July.
Oh, July Joust, yeah.
So I'm excited to see what Chu's going to bring. Let's go ahead and show you the qualifier standings for Group B. We go AV Ultima, of course, one of our previous winners, is up there. We have LeConte also. And Master Stealth is number 3 right now, which not everybody would expect. But, you know, interesting to see he's up there. We'll see if he stays up there. Of course, Master Stealth is the master of cheese. But we've got 6 great replays from the past week for you this week. I think we're going to jump into those real quick. For those of you who haven't seen Tooth and Tail before and don't know what we're talking about, we are going to go into the beginner tutorial just so you can see kind of what the game is about. We're going to start that right now. About 20 different units in the game right now. So there's a lot of different combinations of units that you can use. But there you go. That's the opening thing. I think we're just about ready to head into our first replay. Hunter, do you have any more thoughts on the standings?
No, not really. I think we're ready to go straight into the replays.
All right. So our first replay is going to be Chu versus CJ. It's going to be the first game of their set. We'll go ahead and show that right now. Are you ready to start this?
I'm absolutely ready.
All
Let's
right.
go.
Well, here we go. We're going to start this in 3, 2, 1. Sorry, the replay takes a little bit to start up. There, mine just started.
Okay, yeah, mine started. All right. So, to the northeast of the map, we have Chu in the yellow, and to the southwest, we have CJ, or in Sanitarium, in the red.
All right,
and looking at the unit composition, we have a boar on Chu's side. Always excited to see that. What do you think, Captain?
Well, I know they just changed the map generation, so I'm interested to see what kinds of maps we're seeing in this tournament. Already we're seeing this nice open section of water in the middle. I know that the map's been changed so that there's now island bases. The bases that are in the middle surrounded by nothing but water. So you can't build anything around them. And sometimes opponents will spawn very close to one another. But we'll see if that comes into effect here. We're going to go ahead and turn that commander visibility so you can see where each commander is scouting and what they are looking at.
So looking at this map, CJ definitely has a lot of close expansions, but that expansion to the northwest of him, that is very difficult for him to access. He has to go across that bit of water. Chu could maybe make use of that. He could steal it from him, do some high ground shenanigans. But he also has the more close by base to the north end of the map. So has a lot of options for both players. Nothing too out of the ordinary.
Yeah, we'll see both
Chu
players.
opening with 2 warrens of lizards, while CJ is opening with 2 warrens of squirrels and a mole. Seeing a return of mole, that's always good.
Yeah, both players taking nice, safe 7 farm builds. No rushes this time. We'll see Chu is going up to 12 squirrels. We're in sanitarium, where CJ is going for pigeons. And throwing down a mole just now. The pigeons, of course, have been reworked in this patch. They now stack their heals, but they heal closer. So that's a little bit of a change. It means you can have one unit being healed a lot, but it also means that the pigeons are easier to kill. So we'll see if that comes into play here.
I just realized why it sounds so silent. It's because there is absolutely no music, and before, there used to be the menu music. That's an interesting little change.
Yeah, we'll see. Sometimes the music starts in the middle of it, but here we go. Chu moving down around to the south with his 14 lizards. And CJ at the same time.
Same thing.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. I think CJ has more damage in his force as well. And Chu's just stopped moving.
And there we go. No. Both players running in at the same time. This is going to be a base race to the end here. That Chu looks like... Oh, I don't know who won. That was so close. Chu wins.
Wow.
So the lizards...
That was a... That was an explosive game. Just calm, just going all right all of a sudden, and then suddenly the game ends. Okay, so Chu did a base race, and he won.
There we go. I guess there were just a few more lizards there. Again, all the mole, squirrel, and lizard all have the same amount of damage now. So I guess it depends how many of those you have. And CJ had pigeons in with his army, whereas Chu was like straight lizards, so that helped him out there. But what a game to start off with. Just a 3-minute base race. Why not?
Just base race. Why not? Let's do it.
All right, well,
I wonder if Chu specifically set out to do that by building all those lizards and then going around. That would be interesting, because he did build that extra expansion. That was an interesting little strategy. We'll have to keep an eye out.
All right, well, let's jump into game 2. It's going to be Mozzarella Sticks versus CJ. We're going to see CJ again, see if he can redeem himself a little bit. As the second game of their set. Are you ready to start this?
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, I'm going to start this in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so going into our second replay, we have CJ once again to the east end of the map in the red against Mozzarella Sticks to the west in green. What do you think of this map then, Captain?
All right, I'm seeing a giant open space in the north, which I don't think will be used at all because most of the action here is going to take place in this middle base, which is on the 3rd tier high ground. So it's about 2 levels above. Well, both players have to kind of dip down a little bit. Kind of looks like a Dota map, you know? You've got the home base, and then you dip down a little bit, and then you jump up in the middle.
I see what you mean, yeah.
Or reverse Dota, yeah. But
yeah, we'll see how this map goes out, because that windmill is pretty much the closest expansion to CJ, but it's also almost like in the direct center of the map, so I think a lot of the fighting is going to happen there, and I think CJ's just going to have to state a claim on that fairly early.
Yeah,
if this game decides to go on long enough. Yeah,
if whoever jumps on that base is going to have a big advantage. That southern base, too, is a great opportunity for sneaky bases, because neither player can see that without walking all the way over to it.
That's right, yeah.
Whoever jumps on that, Mozzarella does have a nice 3 safe bases around him, and CJ's going to have to jump on that. He's a little bit closer to his base, so we'll see. You're going to throw in that commander visibility so you can see where the players are scouting.
Both players going very standard build. I think this was either... Yeah, it was 7 farm into double warrens, and they're both building the same warrens, but now Mozzarella started building a toad warren, it looks like. Interesting.
Yeah, Toad's got a damage buff not too long ago. So they now do 12 damage, I believe it is, which is not quite enough to take down a full health squirrel, but it drops them below half. So they melt
It
through
takes down
squirrels
one
again.
of the full-out squirrels.
It takes out one,
Yeah.
but then they already have
Yeah.
effect around them, which is why the main reason that you use toads.
And CJ is going to go straight up to some falcons. And Mozzarella couldn't scout that because of all those squirrels doing such a large amount of damage. So that's interesting. Mozzarella has no idea that this tier 2 is coming. It's not exactly an early tier 2, but it's earlier than Mozzarella's tier 2, so it's still something to be aware of.
Yeah, for those of you wondering, when your commander dies, it comes back alive in about 7 seconds. So the only thing you lose is a loss of control of your army, which can be a huge deal. Of course, enemy units prioritize your own units before they prioritize your commander, so you don't have to worry about your commander dying in the middle of the battle most of the time. But does mean
so
some lost
CJ
scouting time.
CJ does spot that falcon, so he knows what's coming. He knows there's going to be another falcon shortly. And he built his windmill just a little bit before Insanitarium, but Insanitarium, or CJ, has that claim on the middle of the map now. And it's going to be a tall order to try and force Mozzarella out of there, especially as he has decided to build some sniper balloons Mozzarella has in his own base, so he's not going to be that aggressive.
Yeah, notice CJ has claimed that high ground. So he does have an advantage of claiming that base. He's claimed that base a little bit further south. There we go. Built 3 farms on it. So he does have a great... He's kind of taken that high ground in the middle there, which is going to be very advantageous. And he's got those falcons too. So he can see all around, no matter where his units are, because of that high ground vision that those falcons give.
He's also building skunks, which should be pretty good against the enemy squirrel toad composition.
Yeah, Mozzarella does not have pigeons. That'd be the best way to counter skunks, apart from falcons, which he does have, or he's starting to build right now. But those skunks were reworked a little bit. They fire a little bit faster, and the skunk gas spreads a little bit faster as well. That was a couple patches ago. So I'm interested to see, with the reduced squirrel health from the last patch, if skunks cut through an army of tier 1s like I think they should.
Yeah. Those pigeons definitely do help out a lot, though, because now they heal 2 per second, if I'm correct.
Mm-hmm.
And they stack.
Yep.
So if you have more pigeons than the enemy has skunk gas, then in theory you should be able to survive the fight. In theory. So Mozzarella built another expansion just a bit forward. He hasn't fully farmed out his southern expansion. He's probably just doing it for some zone control. Getting control of that area is fairly important. And he's going to fill out those farms, as CJ has also done.
Alright, another sniper balloon going up just in time. And CJ does decide to buy that mill on the high ground, so he's got that power position now. His units are on the high ground too. Mozzarella Sticks is going to start poking over here with the falcons, but knock knock, who's there? CJ's army. Just barely one falcon going down. Second one to half health.
He lost a few squirrels, but that's not too big of a deal. That's good trade.
Ooh, and the falcon almost goes down, but look how quickly it's healed by 6 pigeons. You got 4x healing all in a row.
Yeah, CJ's using 6 pigeons. That's unheard of in other patches. And here we go, here's a massive clash right in the center of the map here.
Alright, toads go down. That skunk gas is starting to do some damage here. The squirrels from CJ taking down the rest of Mozzarella's. And it looks like CJ has come ahead in that fight there.
Yeah, but Mozzarella with his reinforcements are pressing the advantage right now. But it's just not going to be enough. Those pigeons did a great job of keeping that skunk alive. Did you see that? That skunk would have died for sure if there wasn't so many stacks on that skunk. These pigeons are very strong.
Yeah, where does CJ go from here, though? Because he is facing 2 sniper balloons, which means that any tier 2s that get out in front, like the skunks, are going to be taken down immediately with no chance for those pigeons to heal. So where does CJ go from here? He's got that base on the high ground.
He can just keep pushing fights like this, I think. Look, let's look at the graphs. He has massive army value over Mozzarella. So as long as he doesn't fight underneath the enemy defenses, which is why he has more army value, then I think he's going to be winning these fights. And Mozzarella can try and push in as much as he wants. It's not really going to work out. He's not exactly out-farming CJ. He's got less farms than CJ. So playing this defensive style isn't really going to plan here. He'd need some sort of big push to make this work. Some sort of tier 3, I think. If he had a tier 3 in this build, that would work fairly well. Instead, he's just going for ferrets right now, which is a fairly good option. It's going to force CJ to attack him if he wants to take out those ferrets.
All right, and this sniper balloon down here,
up.
yeah, has triggered Insanitarium's attack. Here we go. Lots of squirrels inside of Insanitarium, plus that skunk, which has gone down now. Able to take out...
He won that decisively.
Yeah, all the army starts to take out Sniper Balloon. Sniper Balloon does go down, and now an expansion of Mozzarella Sticks is in danger. It's down at half health now. Last Falcon goes down, so it's just squirrels now. There it goes.
Okay, he takes out that expansion and can just pull back and just regroup a little bit. And this puts Mozzarella at a massive disadvantage. He doesn't have that position anymore. He doesn't have those 2 farms. So he's now at 8 farms to CJ's 11. And CJ has that base to the south, which he's going to build even more farms on.
So CJ definitely in a commanding lead in this map. Even looking at that graph there, you can see both players lost a lot of units, but CJ stayed on top. Here goes again. Giant ball of squirrels. The pigeons out in front, trying to heal the commander. They are still alive, though. 1 Falcon to back up, but that toad hit was massive, taking down half the damage. Look at how much those pigeons do, though.
Yeah. These small amounts of units can't even finish off enemies thanks to these pigeons. Very strong out from these pigeons here. And Mozzarella desperately selling Warrens to try and get farms back. It looks like he's building another windmill. He needs to farm a little bit more, otherwise he's not going to be able to stay in this game. But in the same, at the same time, he needs army, otherwise CJ is just going to be able to push through. So downward spiral here for Mozzarella.
Yeah, I don't know how much those ferrets are going to help, because ferrets do better when you have time to poke. He does have those sniper balloons. Ooh, does CJ see that the units are gone now?
Really risky.
Oh no! There goes the army. Mozzarella Sticks up to the north. Are they going to base raid here?
Base race? What's with all these base races? So here we go. He's base racing.
Sanitarium taking down that first grist mill, but here comes Mozzarella Sticks in the background, taking out a mill, the original mill of Insanitarium, and it doesn't have any farms on it, unfortunately, so his army is now caught back here.
Oh no.
And in comes Insanitarium's entire army to wipe out any green on the map. And now Mozzarella Sticks, with only 3 farms, does have a little bit pounding away there, but the whole army of Insanitarium is going to come back through here, taken out very quickly. And Mozzarella Sticks needs to sell some stuff.
Good.
Yeah.
It's not looking too good for Mozzarella. And so CJ's just looks like he's going to push forward, but he's not. He's just waiting for now. There's no rush, I guess.
Yeah, he's got this game under control, definitely. Mozzarella Sticks doing some last-minute scouting, seeing that there. Can't quite burrow back, he's in the range of that pig, unfortunately, so he's just going to die there. CJ's starting to...
Looks like he's grouping up his squirrels here. He's going to push in.
Yeah, there we go. Sniper Balloon is doomed. The rest of the squirrels haven't even rallied yet, still sitting on their warrens there. And the massive ball of red is just going to sweep through the space here. 4 Falcons on the field.
Dying. Look at these.
Look, as soon as anything takes damage, 3 pigeons just immediately leap on it. There we go. CJ taking that game.
Very commanding place from CJ there. Mozzarella just didn't have the answers. He played a little bit too defensively to really do much in that game. He needed to be a bit more aggressive and unroot or uproot CJ from that position up on that hill, I think.
Yeah, he had those sniper balloons. I liked the creep. Mozzarella Sticks was creeping his sniper balloons forward a little bit, but they just don't quite have enough DPS now. And their health just got nerfed too, from 40 down to 30, so they're not as tanky as they used to be. So maybe selling the ones in the back. I know they were protecting that top flank there, but that was a lot of food sunk into sniper balloons. All right, well, we've got one more game for you before the break. It's going to be Dexter versus AV Ultima. Dexter is a developer of the game, so we'll be interested to see how he fares against AV Ultima, who's a previous tournament winner. Hunter, are you ready to start this match?
I'm ready.
All right, it's going to be Dexter versus AV Ultima, Game 2. Game 2 of their best-of-3 set. And here we go. We're going to start this in 3, 2, 1.
And here we go. Going into the third replay that we have for you. We have Aphrodynamics, otherwise known as Dexter, to the west end of the map in red, versus AV Ultima to the northeast in green.
Am I crazy, or have we only seen Hopper and the Quartermaster in this tournament so far? It's only been red and green, right?
I think you're correct. I think you are. But I can't say for sure because my memory is atrocious.
Right.
So, a classic showdown. We have AV. I'm interested to see what he does because he tends to know what he's doing in the game. Not all the time, but sometimes people say that he's alright at the game.
Right.
Sometimes.
AV went for 5-farm Warren, which a couple patches ago, I think a July Joust, was a fantastic build. He was able to kind of use the pressure from the first 5 farms to keep up an army of just a few Warrens. So we'll see if that works out here. He's going up to 7 farms, so it's not quite his old build. He used to build 2 Warrens in a row. In the meantime, Aphrodynamics, or Dexter, has gone for lizards of his own. Going to be 7 farm lizards, a little bit more standard. I like this river in the middle of this map here. I love having water features divide the map. It gives you kind of a clear dividing line, and you either have to take the bridge in the middle or suffer the consequences of going through that slow water.
Ooh. And AV uses 2 lizards to try and poke away that pig. Almost kills it, but not quite enough.
Ooh,
Using
yeah.
the advantage that these lizards have of being 310. That's really good stats.
Of course, having Swift too, but Aphrodynamics building up his army here. And AV Ultima throwing down some Toad Warrens. They're going to do a lot of damage against those lizards because, of course, the lizards do have to get in Toad range to attack at all, as opposed to squirrels who can have a little bit more range and can fire from the back. Aphro throwing down a sniper balloon, though, in the front. It's going to give him a little bit more vision, so he can see what's going to come.
I think that might be a little bit misplaced. I don't know if it's going to reach that bridge.
It's on the edge. It does give him vision. Looking at this commander vision here, so you can see the bridge. You can't see up onto the high ground, though. It's just barely out of the vision of that sniper balloon, but that's as far forward as he can build that sniper balloon. So,
all right. We'll see how it happens. AV's just going to go straight up to 15 lizards. He does not care. If he makes some sort of big lizard push around the side, sneakily, he could go for another base race.
Ooh,
but no, he's pushing him right now.
Ooh, Aphrodynamics lizards are caught in the water, slowed down a little bit, and AV Ultima is able to take out that sniper balloon before Aphrodynamics can come in. Here we go, the last lizard of Aphrodynamics getting taken out. A pigeon comes out, but a little bit too late here. Now it's AV Ultima in the water, slowing down, going through, and a couple of lizards almost die. But get back to their own safety and start healing up.
That is a massive success, though. Taking out that sniper balloon, that just stops Afro from doing what he wanted to do completely. And now he's just going to have to pull back and play a little bit more of a normal game where he's just focusing on the army. So he sold his pigeons. He's going up to 12 lizards, but he doesn't know while he's scouting. AV is pushing in right now.
And there we go. 2 more lizards popping out at the same time. Is it going to be enough to fend off this attack? It looks like AV Ultima is able to take out the army of Aphrodynamics. Going to be able to take out... Oh no! Aphrodynamics sold it just in time. So no extra damage, just trading armies right now. So I would call out a win for Dexter. He started out with fewer units.
But AV does have more farms, so...
That's true, yeah.
That does hold Afro back. He's not going to be able to use that food to expand quite yet. And he does have to sell that farm, which is a little bit of a deal. Let's see.
Oh, but he's building a boar!
Oh, he's building a boar.
He's building a boar.
Please succeed. Please
okay,
succeed.
it's not quite built yet.
Okay, so
and AV
Afro's
Ultima,
gonna win.
yep. AV Ultima coming in from the top, taking out all of the Warrens of Aphrodynamics. I really hope he can fend this off in time. The Warren is almost finished now, but AV Ultima only has 2 lizards left. It's popped there right now.
No! Yes! Okay. Okay, he has no Warrens or lizards left, so all AV needs to do is push forward. But if he can survive for 45 seconds and he has the strongest unit ever created, ever known. He has the boar. He has Uncle Butters. We're seeing him again. It's bringing a tear to my eye.
Alright, Uncle Butter's almost at 3/4% here. Or 3/4 finished. Ooh, Wavy Ultima coming in from the north, sweeping around. He's not gonna. I think Butters is gonna get out in time. It's almost done here. The tier 3 is out. It goes down. No! He takes it down. Wavy Ultima takes down the tier 3 right before Uncle Butters pops out. Oh no! Oh, that was terrible.
Why did you do that to me?
Oh no!
Oh my god.
Oh.
So, rest in peace, Ball Dreams.
Oh, that was awful to watch.
Oh.
AV Ultima, you've lost my respect. You've lost my respect. Yeah, you haven't really. You did what you needed to do to win, but... Oh, man.
That was well played by AV, pushing in there. He did have to take out that ball, and he did it just in time.
Yeah, AV definitely showing that he has champion material in him. Definitely able to. He had the farm lead that entire game. If Butters had come out, though, with those recent changes, Butters is a lot stronger, and AV had just lizards, so Dexter might have been able to make a huge dent. Butters is now one of those units that kind of can swing the tide of battle, along with Wolf. You can have fewer units and still win the battle. So we'll see. That might happen again. But in the meantime, we're going to take a quick break. We will be back in 10 minutes for the last 3 replays of this stream. But in the meantime, you guys can vote on which weather pattern you think looks the prettiest in Tooth and Tail. Yeah, new poll there. But we will see you all in 10 minutes. Stick around, chat with each other, go get a drink, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Clash of Comrades November Knockout, the Week 1 highlight stream. We have a caster joining us here. We have AV Ultima joining us in the casting space here. AV, how you doing?
Hey everyone, I am here finally, here to help these guys out in some casting plus analysis.
Yeah, here to
Thanks for bringing me on.
no problem. Here to lend your buttery voice to the masses. I know Andy will be very excited to hear that you casted some games today.
Oh, absolutely. That dude's crazy. We love him.
All right, well, here we go. We're going to go into Game 4 of the replays that we have for you today. It's going to be Classic Metal versus Gaming Mistress. Gaming Mistress has not played in a tournament before, so it's interesting to see how she'll play in a larger scale tournament. And of course, Classic Metal is somebody who's played in almost, actually he's played in every tournament so far, hasn't he?
Mayhem. He did not play in.
No, he didn't play in Mayhem. But he's played in both July Joust and September Showdown. So Classic has been around the block a few times. Getting to the top 8, getting to the top 3, or top 4 both times.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, top 8, I think every tournament he's been in so far.
Yeah, I think you're right.
All right, well, let's go. This is the second game of their set. It's going to be our 4th replay of the day. Hunter, are you ready to start this?
I'm ready.
All right, we're going to start this replay in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, going into our 4th game, we have Classic Metal to the west end of the map in blue versus his opponent Gaming Mistress to the east in red.
All right.
And looking at the map, Gaming Mistress has a large variety of different expansions to choose from that are all in great positions, and Classic Metal doesn't. So that's fun.
Classic has like one. It's kind of in the middle of the map, so it'll encourage him to take some control of that middle of the map, which he's going to have to do if he wants to go in any kind of long game here. But look at this. Gaming Mistress has a nice V of bases, all on the high ground. Oh, wow.
So this is a little bit of an unbalanced map, but if Classic Metal pushes forward on different locations, especially to the north, he's fairly close to the north end, he can work his way around, or if he just ends it fast, which is happening quite a few of these games. They're not really going past 2 bases very often. Very strong early plays from a lot of these players.
Yeah, Classic has gone for 5 farm Squirrel. Gaming Mistress has responded with a 5 or 6 farm Lizard. Lizards and Squirrels. Of course, the Lizards will dominate a little bit in the early game as they have twice the health of Squirrels. Although the Squirrels get to fire from behind the ranks, so they'll do okay. Gaming Mistress has definitely scouted out this back pathway here, so she knows that it's there. Classic Metal. Normal scouting pattern across the field. It sees everything that's there, backs away. Both players still on 6 farms. Classic losing a little bit of scouting time there, but not a big deal.
So it looks like Classic's going to have to make good use of these moles, probably, to fend off against these lizards. Of course, that's not the strongest of counters, as is fairly easy for lizards to just walk behind the moles that are trying to tank for the squirrels. So
Gaming Mistress has just built 3 moles in the south there, and Classic has scouted this. We'll see. He's seen that. Gaming Mistress is still there. The lizards are coming over now. We'll see what Classic Metal does to respond. He is up to 12 squirrels, throwing down a machine gun turret, which will help defend from those moles who have a lot of health, 30 health. Turret is up here, so Gaming Mistress has lost that element of surprise if she's going to jump in, but she's built another mole.
It's a weird strategy, actually, building moles with the lizards, as generally you want the moles to tank for whatever unit you want to do the most of the damage. But as the lizards are going to be pretty close up in there, it's not going to be extremely viable. So I'll be interested to see how this goes. The moles are still very good at tanking. They have a lot of health.
Yeah,
so definitely viable.
Let's see, Gaming Mistress has lots of moles up in the north right now. She put all the moles she built up in the north there. Classic Metal is going to scout them right now. Sees that there's no base there. We'll see what he does in response here. 2 more moles in the south. Those moles are coming back to join from Gaming Mistress, which is going around in the south now. Of course, there are those 2 machine gun turrets in the south, so not a great location to attack from. But we'll see. 7 moles now out on the field. That's a lot of moles to contend with.
That really is. Going up 3 more, so 10 moles.
Ooh, and Classic has sold one of his machine guns, throwing down 2 skunk warrens instead. Those lizards are going to run through that skunk fog very quickly. Gaming Mistress coming in with the lizards from the north here, pulling away those squirrels.
No, she doesn't want to engage yet. It wouldn't go well.
Yeah, those lizards
I don't know how well these moles are going to do. They tend to do worse the later the game goes on.
There we go. She is pulling them back in with the rest of her army, trying to pull them into a better position. You've seen, I think what she's trying to do is set them up for a split, so you have them on one side of your opponent's base, and you attack from the other side, and then rally everything to you, so they kind of run through the base. Let's see, 2 skunks are up now, and going up to 6. Yeah. Look at the train of moles. 10 moles on the field. 4 Gaming Mistress now. 30 seconds away from that 5-minute mark, which means both players have to start thinking about expanding if they want this game to go longer. Because after 5 minutes, those first 4 farms at each player's base are going to farm out and will no longer be producing any kind of food.
Classic tries to build this windmill to the north, but Gaming Mistress is going to respond to that and just destroy it.
So nice, easy victory for Gaming Mistress. 60 food off of Classic Metal, 60 food destroyed. 6 skunks going up to 8, so as many moles as Gaming Mistress has, Classic Metal is just going to build an equal number of skunks. I haven't seen this many skunks ever in a match, or ever in a competitive match. 8 skunks are going to be out on the field here. Here come the lizards in, but they're not going to be so lucky this time, meeting head on with the army of Classic Metal. 2 falcons come over, they're going to be streaming in. The moles, though, in the meantime, are coming in from the bottom here. And Classic Metal's going to push on ahead with the rest of his army here. Let's see if he notices that his base is starting to get taken down. There we go, the moles. Are they going to be able to take this out? The main mill is going down. It's about halfway, 3/4 of the way down. It looks like he might get it, but just in time. There we go, that base is down, but he just built this other one right here. And unfortunately, with so many skunks, Gaming Mistress is going to have to get right at this base as soon as she can. I don't know if she has enough units to do this.
That's 8 skunks to contend with. And looking at army value, she lost all of that army value for losing those moles. She spent 10 moles to get rid of a windmill.
Classic Metal only if Gaming Mistress can hang on for the next. Oh, there she goes! She's going for it, backing away, using that lizard speed, pulling away Classic Metal's army. Classic Metal in a very difficult position right now.
He's got no farms.
He's got 1 farm that's building right now because he's sold it.
Oh.
So if Gaming Mistress can hang on here, keep building a couple more farms, stay ahead in economy. She's got that sniper balloon up front there, which means those skunks are in a lot of danger from getting tapped out.
Classic Metal's pulling out to the south of the base.
Oh, here she goes again, though. 5 lizards here. The base is at halfway. Oh, bring them around. Bring them around, Gaming Mistress. Come on. Oh, it's so close. And the last lizard goes down. The mill at less than 1/4 health. Sell the falcons. Sell the falcons, Gaming Mistress. You have so many warrens. Just bring the skunks out now. 8 skunks here are going to start picking away here.
Oh, and those squirrels are back, so there's no stopping them.
And there she goes, trying to get in, but those squirrels there to defend now. And the skunks are going to take off the rest of the health here on this final base. But that was some great play from both players. Gaming Mistress splitting those moles effectively, taking out the main base of Classic Metal. Unfortunately, look at how much fog is on this right now. 8 skunks worth of fog on the field. Everything that Gaming Mistress has is covered in fog, except for that sniper balloon. Down it goes.
There we go.
Oh, excellent play, though. Classic Metal is kind of like a fool me once, fool me twice, fool me 3 times. You know, he adapted to it, left his squirrels there. But great play from Gaming Mistress, realizing that she had the advantage of, while Classic Metal had the bigger army, just being able to kind of run in and out with those lizards to threaten the base. Let's take this back to the panel here, the panel that we have. AV, any thoughts on that last match there?
First, I got a comment on how much spread the skunks have. that was like a quarter of the map, or like the entire mill was being hit by skunks. So that already tells a lot by the AI for it right now. Might be worth massing them for those really high tier 1 armies. But wow, that was a very interesting play from Gaming Mistress. She did miss like placing her 8th farm that whole time though on her first mill.
Ooh.
Yeah, which might have given her a bit more money. Definitely should have sold those falcons when she started losing money, so she could build more lizards. But some really great reactionary play from her, surprisingly, like pulling Classic's army away to hit her to try to buy more time.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, couldn't do it. Very close. Only maybe 5 hits away with lizards would have done it. Man. And the 8 mole play was very interesting. Pulling Classic's army completely away from his main base and then L-clicking the moles over just to split attack. That's definitely a highlight there. Usually any type of split attacks in this game are very impressive.
Yeah. But to see one pulled off so successfully, low base game is the perfect play for that. Just unfortunately didn't quite have enough to finish it off. Almost did though.
I can't think of it. Every game we've seen, I can't think of an example of a split push game where the person who's done it has actually won. They always do. It's always really cool, and they'd like take out a base, and then they lose anyway. I'm thinking, Chu did it, didn't he? Chu and Glide as well.
Mm.
Those are the only 2 people I've seen do it, and I do think both of them lost.
Could be just
it's a very interesting play, and I think there's potential to it.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it just requires more skill than any of us in the alpha have so far. Who knows? Well, let's jump into our 5th replay. Gonna be LeConte versus Dexter. Dexter showing up again. LeConte is one of our casters. Casting this time is gonna be AV Ultima and Hunter. You guys ready to start this replay here?
Let's do it.
All right, LeConte Dexter game 2, second game of their best of 3 set. We're gonna go ahead and start this in 3, 2, 1.
Here we go with our 5th replay of the Week 1 qualifiers. We have LeConte to the east in the blue versus his opponent. Afrodynamics, or Dexter, once again to the west in green. And LeConte has a very close natural expansion, but the rest of the expansions are kind of in the midfield, so it's fairly even in terms of that. But Afro does have 2 expansions on his side, very close, which is definitely a nice boon to him. What do you think, AV?
Yeah, Afro's in a great position here. He can easily just expand to these 2 warrens on the west, and then he's got a river plus high ground to protect it, so if he wanted to go late game, that'd be pretty easy. Considering neither player is tier 3, he has no problem just, if he wanted to just fortress build this and stay up here.
Absolutely. Both players do have that barbed wire, and that can work out well for these types of fortress plays. But it looks like they're just playing normally right now, just going 7 farm or 6. Yeah, that was a 6 farm warren. There we go. 6 farm warrens from both players.
Mm-hmm. Luckily, LeConte does have the lizards to deal with the barbed wire if Dexter decides to just span them all over the place.
Yeah, and Dexter equally has those moles that you can just place anywhere whenever he needs to take out that barbed wire. And LeConte is going to build that barbed wire. He has a single piece going down right now. And we all know how powerful single pieces of barbed wire are. I'm not even being sarcastic.
No, absolutely. I mean, you can kill an entire army of squirrels if you walk them through it. There's almost no time where you should run your tier 1s through a barbed wire.
That's a dead bones.
Oh, yeah. Don't even... I hope he's not watching right now. It could happen.
There you go. So, LeConte go up to 9 lizards. Afro going up to 9 squirrels. And these lizards very powerful in the early game, very good stats, and with the Swift, can dominate squirrels early on. Afro pushing for a more forward expansion. He's not going to take those easy ones. He's going to push right forward and take some ground right in the middle of the map, which could be a good decision. We'll see how it goes. LeConte has a lot of lizards out though, and Afro is building falcons, so now might not be that bad of a time to attack. If
Yeah,
he
this
missed
is a
it.
pretty dangerous move, honestly. He could easily take these two, but I guess he wanted to go for even a later game and maybe some barbed wire play. But if you notice, he placed those two first barbed wire in a really awkward position, like to the left of the mill. And those wouldn't have done anything, and now he's sort of in a bad spot here.
Yeah, with less army value, looking at army value. Oh, actually, it just jumped up a load because
He placed his moles down.
Yeah, but they're not going to be out in time. Going into this fight.
Oh man, he's not even rallying his moles over to help out his falcon. He's losing the falcon. That was a bit of a missed micro play, and now he's bringing his moles in to, I guess, to help tank out the mill. But now he's just losing the moles.
There will be the sacrifice.
Yeah, I think it's just good to run away from this mill now. He lost quite a lot of food value. Ooh, accidentally placed a farm there. Ooh, and lost that barbed wire. I think he'd be better off just abandoning this mill.
Yeah, that's pretty much a lost cause. He didn't have enough of an early army to defend that, especially against lizards. He would have needed to either focus more on tier 1 rather than building those tier 2s at the same time as expanding. That's never really that good of a play. And here we go, going into a fight again. And while Kensei takes out that windmill, he's lost a lot of units to those squirrels.
Not doing too bad. I think the river helped him a lot there, and the skunks obviously can't shoot air, so he had to back up from that just to re-rally.
Oh, it's fairly even though.
Oh yeah, definitely even. But LeConte is currently on 2 farms, so he's a bit ahead, but not too much ahead of Dexter right now. Dexter can definitely recover if he needed to.
Yeah, he's building that windmill straight away, the close by one, to the north. He can just spam some farms into that. Yeah. LeConte has his 15 lizards right in the center of the map here.
It's really going to be hard for Dexter to really fight into his army because he has no lizards of his own and no toads. So it's essentially going to be pure lizard or pure squirrel versus lizard, and that never really works out too well.
He's going to need something to probably hold up those lizards to stop them from just rampaging his lines. He has those skunks; those could be useful.
Definitely. If it gets enough skunk gas down.
Yeah, if you got more skunks. We've seen from the last game that skunk spamming, it might not be the best strategy, but it definitely does part down a lot of gas very quickly, so it could be very powerful. We'll have to see how this goes. Afro is spamming 5 farms into his new windmill, which he definitely does need to do because LeConte is going up to a full amount on his expansion.
Yeah, I assume he'll be looking to take a third at some point. He's in a really good spot. Like I said, Dexter really cannot be the aggressor right now. So yeah, there he goes for the next mill. He should be able to. What does he place there? Oh, he's starting his own falcons now.
I think this is LeConte's poke build that he keeps trying in every patch.
His poke build?
Yeah, he tries this every patch, I think, with lizards, skunks, and snakes. It's particularly the snakes. He just pokes, does a little fight, takes what he can, and then pulls out. That's the general strategy, but he's thrown in some falcons, which he doesn't normally do. See, I have some background knowledge on players.
You do.
It's
his
great.
Diversity in his units is quite good right now. Yeah, 3 types of tier 3s, or tier 2s. You rarely ever see that.
This is like a July Joust kind of build.
It is, actually, you're right about that. I might be seeing a fight here in the river.
That barbed wire this time is well placed.
Oh, definitely. LeConte does not want to run through that, especially if his army's behind it. Well, this is a bit of an awkward position for Dexter, though, inside the river. But actually, it might work for him if he does take a fight there, because then the lizards won't be able to.
They won't be able to chase him. No,
maneuver.
Just pull him back. I think that might even be what he's trying to do. But the skunks pulling forward, but the pigeons completely counter them. That's really bad.
Yeah, I guess he can't poke like he wanted to. Wow, more tier 2s going down.
Yep, he sells those skunks immediately. The snakes immediately, because they're really not going to work against these pigeons. Pigeons, 6 of them, stacked. Yeah, that poison's not going to do anything. Yeah,
especially since they stack now, it's going to be so hard for snakes to do anything in terms of poking ability.
Make snakes stack, Andy. That's what we want.
Oh no.
Oh, he's poking with these falcons, though. Oh, that was not good. With these pigeons are doing an amazing job of keeping his own units healthy, this poke build is not going to work at all.
Yeah,
he just loses a falcon in return for nothing. He just doesn't get anything out of that. And he's going to expand his barbed wire a bit forward to this river, which might be useful.
I don't think I've seen anything like this before. Oh.
Well, okay, he takes a
fight
few
coming
lizards
in right now. And it looks like we said before, is that the river is sort of helping in terms of negating the power of the lizards, but it looks like Afro comes out behind in that fight, even with the river advantage.
That's interesting. I think it's just because of Lecante's swarm of falcons. He's got 10 on the way.
Yeah, he was able to just hover above the river and take out all those squirrels.
Yeah, because those squirrels all died fairly early on to those skunks, which just let those falcons dominate. It's an interesting little battle strategy here. He's adapted it quite nicely to the current situation. He was trying to go for this poke strategy, but if he just goes all in on these fights, making sure those skunks take out those squirrels, it works quite well for him.
And another massive fight coming in. A whole bunch of falcons just absolutely melting the army of Dexter. Oh man, I don't know if he's going to be able to hold this off. Although he's doing okay, killing off maybe 6 falcons of Lecante. So, did he even lose a war in there?
I don't think he did.
So we get. Ooh, now he's pulling his units into
gas.
Oh, and he decides to give up, huh? I guess that made sense. Lecante was pulling quite ahead in terms of eco, and Dexter probably would have had a hard time pushing out, especially considering he didn't really have any units that could deal with lizards in the open area. So I guess that's why he decided to surrender.
Yeah, I guess it just he didn't feel he had any way of really coming back from that. He was fairly even, but it was somewhat obvious that it was starting to go worse for him. Especially as Lecante took control of the middle of the map with all those warrens, with all those windmills. He didn't really have many options left. Lecante, I think, did a great job of adapting his strategy there to the situation. He sold those snakes, which is obviously a basic play. When the snakes aren't working, you sell them. But just changing the strategy with his skunks and his falcons to punish the opponent's build. Well played.
Yeah, the Falcons definitely allowed him to take out the Dexter's sort of fortress pretty easily. Could attack from the river or from the hill with no type of terrain issues at all. Really good play from Lecante.
Yeah. What do you think of that game, Captain?
I am very impressed with the level of play I'm seeing from Dexter in terms of the improvement. Not that he's been like sucky in regular play, but I'm seeing a new Dexter in these tournament games here. It seems like he's very much reactive. He's a lot quicker on a lot of the things as opposed to, I don't know, in regular. Maybe he's just distracted in regular, but definitely a new level of play coming out from Dexter in this tournament so far. Just seeing from like the reactions of what units he's building, selling a lot of, like you saw in that early game, he was putting down barbed wire and selling it and getting the entire cell. The lizards weren't able to get it at all before Lecante could come in and destroy it, but doing it multiple times to kind of mess with Lecante while he was, pausing for time, trying to get more of his units out on the field. But definitely Lecante, seeing the skunks come down, made a transition, sold one of his skunk warrens, sold all the snakes, and went straight falcons, which meant that a lot of Dexter's skunks just couldn't do anything, because of course skunks can't hit air. But fantastic game. I think we're ready for our last game here. It's going to be Calyx Jumi versus AV Ultima, actually, so it's a good thing you're not casting this one, AV. Oh, wait, you are. You would be casting this if you were casting your game. Do you want to cast your own game?
I don't know. What do you think?
I want to see you be impartial and cast your own game.
Telling you about how good this guy is and how awesome his micro is.
All right, well, let's do it. Last replay of the day. It's going to be Calyx versus AV Ultima, second game of their set. Are you ready to go ahead and start this, AV?
I am ready.
All right, we're going to start this game in 3, 2, 1. All right, here we go. Into this game, we have Calyx Jumi as Belafide in blue in the south, AV Ultima as green quartermaster in the north.
You know it.
What do you think about this map, AV?
I would say definitely great for Cali. He has 2 pretty close expansions, especially the back one there to the south. He can easily go to if he needs to. For me, though, I definitely have to choose carefully on where I want to go here. Either one would be a dangerous hold either way.
Yeah,
Either one to the east or the one to the west.
If I were you, which I am not, I would go for the one in the west because there's another base you could expand to in the far west. Whereas the one in the east is just kind of there, and then like where do you go from there? But I am not you, so we'll see what you decided to do. Here we go. We're going to turn on that commander vision so you can see where each player is scouting and what each commander sees. AV going for 7 farm into lizards. Nice standard play. Calix throwing down 3 mines. Where are those mines? Are they out in front of... Oh, there you go. In the front of the base. Looks like AV just barely scouted the last one going in, so you know that it's there.
Yeah, Cali really likes going the whole mine builds really early on, especially before even any units come out. I think he really is trying to place him down before there's any true scouting coming in, so it's a bit of a surprise. But sometimes it really reduces how quickly your build can come out. Like, as you can see, I already have 4 units coming out, and he's not even on 1 yet, or the one's just coming out.
Yeah.
So you really got to be selective on when you place your structures.
I do know in the last patch, mines got a huge buff to damage, or maybe a couple patches ago, so they now melt squirrels even with AoE. So the first hit will take out a squirrel, and it'll take out a squirrel with in a 3x3 range. So any squirrels within the radius of that mine will get melted immediately. They're just gone. We'll see. That might yeah.
Yeah, an entire group of squirrels will just get completely destroyed if you walk them over. Was there any changes to mines this particular patch, or are they still the same? I knew there were plans for it, but I'm not sure.
I know that they are time delay. So instead of exploding immediately, they have a little bit of a timer. Gotcha. Oh, look at that mine in the corner.
Oh, yeah, a cheeky little mine right over there.
We'll see if you decide to... I don't know if you ever decide to go out of that side, but there it is, that little mine there, waiting for its next victim. But lots of damage. I don't know if that was in the last patch or the patch before, but definitely since the last tournament, mines have a lot more damage. So hopefully we'll see them a little bit more. Calix going for skunks. 4 on the way, 1 already out. AV, you've gone for those falcons, which are going to have an advantage against those skunks because, of course, skunk gas does not affect falcons. Falcons fly above it all.
Definitely. And I do decide to take this expansion over here because my thoughts was that I wanted to be a bit more aggressive. As you can see here, the fight going on. Can easily rally over.
Skunk gas going down. The skunks on the high ground. Going to start taking out all of those squirrels of AV. A skunk going down. Those pigeons helping to heal up the rest of them. That falcon, though, isn't able to get hit by those skunks. 2 falcons in there now. Those lizards don't quite have enough range to get out there and attack those falcons, so AV using these units to their advantages. That skunk trying to get out and hide there, but the rest of AV units are going to sit there and try and take them out. The skunk's very low. Holy crap. Almost dead. Getting back to their own territory and starting to heal. Well played, AV. Well played.
Thanks. Yeah, the skunks are surprisingly tanky against these falcons, though. So even though they may not be able to hit them, they can sure tank some damage if need be.
Again, same setup, those same 2 falcons there. Every time the lizards try and run around to try and take out those falcons. 1 falcon does go down, so the lizards do get a little bit of a victory, seeing so many of their brethren fall to the rest of the army sitting on the low ground. But AV, you do have 11 farms now. Calix Yumi is still on 7, having one of them even taken out. And we're at 4 minutes and 20 seconds, which means those farms are about to start farming out. Starting to push in with their massive units there. We'll see if he's able to take out one Warren. The Warren does go down. Skunk's tanking a lot. There is a lot of gas down now, and a lot of squirrels getting melted. So Calix will be able to defend this. Oh, that falcon on -1 health somehow makes it sliver and starts healing up.
Yeah, I think it... yeah, and he surrenders. Yeah, I think he would have been way better off going for another set of T1 Warrens instead of the second skunk. And then he would have been really able to burst down my falcons. But I was really able to use that little corner of his base there to hit the high ground while keeping my tier 1s at the corner. So he would have to have forced into a fight, but he wasn't really in a position to do so.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that was a great example of the type of micro you can see in this game. Well, it's not
Definitely.
the same as maybe StarCraft micro, but using your units, you had those tier 1s on the low ground, so they couldn't, they can fire up there, but they don't want to get hit by those skunks. But using those falcons to push in, tag the skunks, which can't hit them, of course, back. And then every time the lizards from Calyx tried to run down, the rest of your army was there. So interesting play, interesting micro there. An example of what you can see in this game, even with the simplified control scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter, any thoughts on this game before we close out this stream here?
Yeah, I think that was a great example of micro, using the falcons really carefully, trying not to lose them at all. And I think it was a good example of how strong the pigeons are too, making those skunks just ultra tanky. It was actually quite hard for that poke to really get much value thanks to those pigeons.
Alrighty, well, that is all the replays we have for you today. We will be back next week at the same time, same place with the Week 2 highlight stream. We'll have some more games for you as people start playing more of their games. Fantastic set of games today. I'm really glad to see that this patch is creating some interesting new scenarios. We also have a lot of players now, a lot of players who have been in the tournament before, with nerves of steel now during their competition and kind of know what it means to compete in Tooth and Tail. For now, my name is Captain Fogg. I am joined as always by Hunter, and thank you very much, AV Ultima, for popping in with us today.
Thanks for having me.
And Hunter, of course, always here, always a rock solid.
Thank you, as always.
All right, well, we will see you all next week, same time, same place, for the Clash of Comrades Week 2 highlight stream. For now, this has been Clash of Comrades November Knockout Week 1 highlight stream. Thank you all for watching so much, and have a great evening, night, morning, wherever you are.